Hey, what's up, fellow YouTubers, fellow toy nuts and toy collectors? This is Starscream 1988, and today I bring you a somewhat long overdue review. Obviously, you can see what it is on your header. The Blu-ray's already been out, I think, for 2 or 3 months, maybe something like that. Maybe not as long, but it's been out for a while. So yeah, this is your Hot Wheels, The Bat, and this is from The Dark Knight Rises. So yeah, this is obviously it only made its only in one appearance over in The Dark Knight Rises. Pretty decent movie. The vehicle's really cool, very different. Something that, in my opinion, would not be expected in the Batman universe. But then again, the Tumbler wasn't either. So again, these movies are more based obviously on the real life vehicles that could probably exist and so forth and so on. So I think it's really cool. Now, when it comes to Batman vehicles, I tend to usually grab minimum of one so I can crack open. This one in particular, because it is so different and it's something that's never been done before, I was actually trying to get at least a minimum of 3. So the Hot Wheels, this one here to our left, is a little bit easier to find. This is actually, I actually don't have more than the 3. This is the third one I'm about to open. This one, obviously. This one here, actually, I only have 2 of. This is why this review has taken so long, because I could not find a second one, so I finally have my second one. And on the Skybusters here from Matchbox, I only had 2, and I could not find them. Now, this one here is actually this year's new card back. And I'll show you real quick. These are my 2 regular from last year's. As you can see, they have the blue border, and the background is still kind of an airport, but it's a little bit different than this one here. And I actually did just pick up a few of the yellow ones too. But yeah, so the background's just a little bit different, as you can see there. Sorry if it's really close to the camera. But that's basically, other than the blue striping versus yellow, and obviously the new one says 60th anniversary. So yeah, I picked up again, I have pretty much a full set the way that I like to have them. 2 of each at least in box, and then a third one so I can open. And I saw plenty of these new 60th anniversary ones, but I left them on the shelf so other people can enjoy them and buy them too. So anyway, so I guess we can crack these open and kind of go from there. So I'll do these on camera because it's not a big deal to open them. So we'll start with the Hot Wheels because it is the smallest one. So we'll put this kind of to the side here. All right. So put that up there, and it comes with that little extra thing so it doesn't move. Little plastic, pretty nice. Feels okay. Again, I know other people have probably done these reviews before, but I guess again, I would give you my version, my opinion, what I think of them. It has a lot of plastic, that's for sure. I want to say this is die cast, but it almost doesn't seem like it. But yeah, it is die cast. It's just a really, really thin die cast. And this is plastic here. So we'll put that to the side there for now. Move the camera down a little bit. We'll do the Sky Busters next from Matchbox. So crack that bad boy open there. I know this is obviously a 1/64 scale. This is, I want to say, 140 something scale. So yeah, in terms of colors, as you can see, has that flat black. I kind of almost like the Matchbox a little bit better, to be totally honest. It's weird. It looks like a bug. It looks like some funky, like, I don't know, like a cockroach or something. It's weird. So, but yeah, so we'll put that to the side for now. And last but not least, the 150 scale. And this one, they actually give you a little bit more. Now these do retail for $8.99. Well, that's what I picked this one up for. And I think when I picked up the first one that I have, I also did pay the $8.99. Sometimes they can be a little bit more depending on where you go. Well, actually, you know what? I actually picked this up for $7.99 at Walmart. So yeah, so here's the 150 scale. Pretty nice. Obviously, the bigger it gets, the more detail it has. It does have the double fang blades here, fans, or whatever you want to call it, in the bottom. I don't think they move. I'm trying, but it's not letting me, so I don't want to break it, so I'll leave it alone. But yeah, so those would be the double fangs. They help it, you know, flying, whatever not. So again, in terms of color, the Hot Wheels give you the shiny die-cast, while Matchbox gives you this flat-looking die-cast in plastic. So the whatever you call these things, the rocket launchers, the fans, whatever, they're made out of plastic too. And obviously the guns or whatever have a little bit better detail again on the 150 scale. So there's the Hot Wheels. In terms of the windshield, only the small 1/64 scale has the blue windshield. The other two are clear, as you can see there. Other than that, though, I mean, they're pretty identical, I guess, even from 1/64 scale to 150 scale. The only difference I can see too, and you can probably see it too, the whatever you want to call these, the rudders, whatever, they're a little bit more pulled back on this one here, as these guys are a little bit tighter. Right there. And again, like I said, the 150 scale comes with this neat little stand here. You can just kind of plop that there, and you can keep it straight, I guess, or you can try to position it like that sideways or whatever. But I guess I'll keep it straight when I put it on my desk or whatever. And that's basically it. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of flimsy, so you might want to be careful not to break it, as it looks like it can come apart. So there you go. I mean, it had a couple pretty cool scenes in the movie. It wasn't they didn't put too much time into it, but it was cool. It was a cool ship. And obviously at the end of the day it saved the day, so I really like the Matchbox more. I appreciate the detail on the 150 scale, especially the propellers, the fans, whatever you want to call them, the blades. But I really like the, I think my favorite one's the Matchbox one. And this one here, I was looking through both packages. I was trying to decide which one to open, and you obviously try to base it on the quality of the packaging, if it has bent corners or whatever. But I kept looking at the inside of this one, and this one seems to be a little bit more bent in. So I know you could probably just do that and try to fix it, but which I think I kind of just did a little bit. So, but yeah, I kept looking at the package, so I was trying to open the one that was probably like the most defective or bent or whatever you want to call it. So this is the one I ended up opening. So packaging had a couple creases and whatever, so, and then I saw this being bent in there, so I decided to open this one. Pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you some comparisons in terms of vehicles, and then obviously you would decide, which could probably help you too. You could decide which one you would want for yourself. Maybe if you can't find all three, but you're thinking of buying one on eBay or something like that. Now, this is the Matchbox vehicle that they, the second one that came out for the Hot Wheels cars, as you can see. Obviously, Matchbox with Matchbox. The problem is that in the movie we only saw it once or whatever, on the launch pad or whatever, so we can't really tell if the tumbler would be bigger or smaller or the same exact size. So it's really up to you. Now, obviously, this being a car, let's just even say best case scenario, it's a two-seater. I still think that this is a little bit too small. as the Catwoman was sitting back there and he was sitting up in the front. So this probably doesn't really, doesn't really fit the scale properly. Okay. Now, as another example, so we're kind of already, I think, that doesn't fit the scale, so we'll kind of put that to the side. Obviously, the 164 scale is going to be the smallest. That doesn't go with anything other than it's just a scale. Now, this is the 150 scale of the tumbler. I couldn't really find a Hot Wheels tumbler 164 scale, so I didn't bother finding one, but this is the 150 scale. It's actually one of my least favorite because in terms of Batmobiles in 150 scale, this is smaller than anything out there. And I would think it's probably one of the biggest vehicles because it's really like a, it's a tank. But anyway, so this is the 150 next to this. That actually, I think, looks okay. That's not too bad, I think. So again, we don't know if this is actually bigger, but in terms of, this can fit two people, obviously. Batman and your passenger. And same thing, he would be sitting there and somebody would be sitting in the back. So I think this kind of fits a pretty good scale. Now, best case scenario, if you wanted to display it, if you had the Hot Wheels version of this, which would be almost this size, you could do that too. And I think that looks pretty cool too, in terms of scaling. So that's not too bad. I don't think this is a good representation of a Batmobile, as in this has never been really seen other than that Batman Live thing, but obviously the cockpit's so tiny, and again, worst case scenario, if it is just a one-seater, I just think it looks too small now. So, but again, you decide, that's really up to you. So me personally, I have tons and tons of Batmobiles and Batcopters and all whatever crap Mattel's done in the past few years. So I just kind of keep everything together anyway. The whole scale thing kind of goes out the window. But if you're just into just buying maybe a few, because you don't want to own 100 different Batmobiles, you just like, a couple favorites or whatever, or you really love this movie, and you just want to scale them together, then I would think maybe a 164 scale could work of a tumbler. And you can put it next to this, to the 150 scale. I think that would be okay. But again, even this 150 scale of the tumbler that kind of goes with this line here, with this kind of more prestigious, $10, between $8 and $10 toy, I think that kind of works pretty well too. I can kind of see that being pretty close to scale too. I think this is nice. So, but yeah, so that's basically it. I really don't have any other ones to display next to, so I'll show you a quick and last display of them together. Put these to the side. And there you go. It's funny because when the Hot Wheels, this first one came out, at least I think that was the first one that came out, a lot of people went crazy, and obviously it was the one to get. But as the 140 something scale came out, I think it's actually 143 scale, and the 150 scale comes out, then people really went nuts. And even to this day, they're a little bit expensive on eBay, but hopefully you can still find these in the store. Like I said, again, the 143 scale of the Matchbox version was re-released, but of course it'll have this here, the 60th anniversary, and it'll be in yellow, so it won't be this version here. If you can find this, then obviously grab this. So you can go either or. So you can go this packaging or the other packaging. So, but yeah, that's basically it. That is the end of this review here. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please rate, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. You guys take care. Peace. Later. Thanks for watching, guys.